Welcome to the land of the free and the home of the giant green lady. That's right folks, today we're diving into the wakiest and widest secrets of one of Americans' most beloved landmarks, the Statue of Liberty. So grab your popcorn and get ready to have your mind blown with these crazy facts about Lady Liberty. Get ready to say, I didn't know that, more times than you can count, as we embark on a journey through the wondrous and weird world of the Statue of Liberty. Brace yourself, it's about to go down, or should we say up. Legend has it that the French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi, who designed the Statue of Liberty, was struggling to raise funds for the project. He turned to his friend and renowned chemist, Jules Julien, for help. Julien, a known prankster, came up with a brilliant plan. He would convince people that the statue was made of solid gold. And what better way to do that than to use pyrite, the mineral that can easily be mistaken for gold. Julien managed to fool many people into believing that the statue was made of pure gold. He even went as far as organizing a sale of small pyrite models of the statue, claiming they were pieces of the real thing. Suffice it to say, his scheme was a huge success and helped raise much needed funds for the construction of the statue. But the joke didn't stop there. As the statue was being assembled, workers started noticing that some of the pieces turned to dust in their hands. They soon realized that Julien had actually used a cheaper and more fragile type of pyrite, called marcasite, to save even more money. Talk about a prankster's ultimate revenge. Despite this minor setback, the Statue of Liberty was finally unveiled in all her magnificent glory in 1886. And while she may not be made of solid gold, her true value lies in her symbolism and significance to the United States. So next time you see the Statue of Liberty, remember the role that pyrite played in her creation and maybe, just maybe, give a little nod to Jules Julien for his clever, a bit mischievous fundraising tactics. After all, without him, the statue may not have been completed in time for its grand unveiling, and that, my friends, is the pyrite ethos behind the Statue of Liberty's construction. Now, you may be wondering why the Statue of Liberty has a book in her hand. Was she just really into reading? Well, it turns out that this book represents the importance of education and knowledge. Because what's more American than being educated, am I right? But that's not all, folks. The Statue of Liberty has a secret. Don't tell anyone, they might revoke our liberty privileges. But in her crown, there are actually 25 windows. And you know what those windows are for? Well, they represent the gemstones found on the earth, and each one reflects a different country. Talk about being inclusive and showing off some fancy bling. In addition, her crown has 7 points, each symbolizing one of the 7 seas of the 7 continents, thus dividing the 2 Americas. But let's not forget about the statue's nose, or should I say, lack of a nose. Yes, my friends, the Statue of Liberty was actually originally designed with a nose, but it was later changed to have a broken nose. Why, you ask? Well, it was said that the original nose was too fragile and kept breaking off, so they decided to just leave it off altogether. Talk about a DIY project gone wrong. Now, let's not forget the most important part of the statue, her famous torch. This torch has not only served as a symbol of freedom, but it has also been used as a makeshift lighthouse for ships passing by. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that the statue's creators originally wanted the torch to be operated by steam-powered machinery. Can you imagine Lady Liberty casually posing with a steam-powered torch? Talk about a throwback. So there you have it, folks, the story of the Statue of Liberty, full of a Franco-American friendship, educational ideals, fancy gemstones, and steam-powered dreams. Next time you visit this iconic monument, you'll have a whole new appreciation for all of its quirks and symbolism. Now, go forth and spread your newfound knowledge. Well, my friends, this is not finished. Let me tell you the tale of how the Grand Lady Liberty came to grace the shores of America. It all started with a man named Gustave Eiffel, who was no stranger to building magnificent iron structures. In fact, his work on the Statue of Liberty's internal skeleton was so impressive it became the talk of the town. But the real mastermind behind this colossal creation was none other than Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi, a French sculptor with a knack for creating masterpieces. Legend has it that he was inspired by his dear mother's face to design the stunning statue, but let's not forget the Greek influence on his work as well. Now, building this statue was no small feat. Eiffel and his team had to make sure that the statue's iron ribs didn't damage its outer copper layer, so they came up with a genius idea to cover the supports in copper, avoiding any potential clashes. And after all the hard work and dedication, the Statue of Liberty proudly stands tall on the tip of Manhattan Island, welcoming thousands of visitors every day. So basically, the Statue of Liberty was like a giant puzzle that took forever to put together. First, they had to gather 300 pieces of copper to make the outside look fancy. Then, they had to figure out how to fit all 225 tons of the statue onto an iron frame without it collapsing. And get this, they didn't even build it in the US of A. No, the Statue of Liberty was a French creation, made in Paris and shipped over like a fancy piece of furniture. But here's where it gets even more interesting. So the US was supposed to build the base of this massive statue, but they were lacking in the time and money department. So instead of getting their act together, they just relied on some private investors to foot the bill. Talk about outsourcing. And just to top it all off, this Paul Shinnigan didn't even arrive in time for America's birthday. Can you imagine the disappointment? Hey guys, I know it's our big day and all, but the big fancy gift from France is running a little late. Sorry about that. I can just picture Lady Liberty giving a sassy roar. But hey, all's well that ends well, right? Even with its delayed arrival, the Statue of Liberty has become one of the most iconic symbols of the United States. And let's be real, it's a pretty impressive feat of engineering. Copper, iron, and some good old private funding, all coming together to make one badass lady. Now that's something to be proud of. Back in 1886, this towering lady made her way all the way from France to the United States by ship. But here's the kicker, she arrived in a whopping 350 pieces. Can you imagine trying to put together a 151-foot statue with just some rivets and bolts? Talk about a giant puzzle. But before she landed in the Big Apple, the Statue of Liberty enjoyed a little vacation in Paris for a year. That's right, she lived it up in the city of Florence before officially becoming a New Yorker. And get this, her head all the way down to a 7-pointed crown was even put on display in an exhibition. I bet the people in Paris were pretty bummed to see her go. Now, the real superstar in this story is a man named Joseph Pulitzer. No, not the prize guy, but the editor of the New York World newspaper. This dude had a genius idea to get the citizens of New York involved in bringing the Statue of Liberty over. He started a donation drive and in just 5 months they raised a crazy $120,000. That's some serious coin for the 1880s. But here's the real tea. The Statue of Liberty isn't even the same color as when she first arrived. No, over time, her copper has oxidized and turned into the iconic green patina we know and love today. It's like she got a makeover without even trying. And in the 80s, she got another upgrade. Some fancy folks decided to replace her torch, the one she's holding up high, with a shiny new one covered in 24-karat gold leaf. I mean, talk about getting snazzy. So there you have it, folks, the entertaining and hilarious tale of how the Statue of Liberty made her way to the United States. It just goes to show that sometimes even the biggest and most famous things don't have the smoothest journey. But hey, it makes for a great story. Cheers to the Statue of Liberty, land of the free and home of the oxidized Green Lady. Thanks for watching and see you next week for another video. Bye bye!